And good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are doing all right. Guild is taking off without me. I actually called this one, guys. You can see here I sold short at $84, but it started popping back, and so just didn't want to mess around with it. This level right here was a very important level, right here at 84.11, I think it was, and um, and so anyway, man, I wish I held on to that. But again, it looked like it was going to come back on me, and I did not want to, I did not want to risk it. I probably should have put my stop at 84.20 instead of 84.10. When I saw that it was popping back up toward, and it had shown 84.10 on the ask, I went ahead and just bought it back out at 84. So anyway, guys. Yeah, man, beautiful move here. Beautiful move here on Guild. Um, I don't know if it still has room to run, but anyway, okay. So today the goal is to make a couple $100. I'm not going to swing for the fences. I'm going to try to be a little bit more patient. I do have stocks up here that I think are shortable, but some of these stocks are not necessarily going to get shorted. I'm watching the SPY. This is incredible to me. Just the moves that this market has made. I mean, it almost looks like we are on our way to a V-shaped recovery. I would have never guessed in a million years that that could happen. And I still hold to the fact that I don't think it can. I don't think it can happen. Um, there's got to be some sort of a retest. Now, well, we'll say this. Maybe it doesn't have to be some sort of a retest of like these levels all the way down here, or even these levels down here. But somewhere in this area, you'd think that there's going to be some kind of retest before it goes up. But I don't know, guys. This market right now is defying all odds. It's proving that it can do anything at once. It can really do anything at once. And so, but I marked out these levels here. Let's see. I marked out these levels right here on the SPY. Of course, we've got the high of day from yesterday, 289.39. It came all the way up there yesterday to 289.39. That is going to be the breakout point. And of course, we've got let's see, is this the pre-market high? No, this would be the pre-market high. And I don't know if that's a misprint. No, I think that's legit. So I'll go ahead and mark that pre-market high there. We'll keep that. We'll keep that there, and then this looks like a pretty important level too. It's tapped down on it basically twice, here and here. So we'll mark that as well. Those are the levels that I'm going to mark. So we've got 285.56, we've got 288.50, and then we have a possible breakout point at 289.39. And the big question is the $1 million, and maybe even for some people today, the $1 billion question is: has SPY run out of juice? Is SPY going to, is it gonna come back down? Are we finally gonna get the pullback we've been waiting for? Now, I think it's possible to get a pullback to the 283.96 level, and maybe even the 280, maybe even 280, 281 level. But I can't foresee us having some huge dump. The most critical level that we would be watching for this to turn bearish again is 275.46. Okay, and so it's got a long way to move down. And can it happen? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I can't put anything past anything. But anyway, these are the levels that we've got marked out, though, and this is the levels we'll be watching. So I'm keeping this a solid green level to show that this was a critical breakout area. I'm going to start turning some of these need to just turn red, because now, that's going to start putting us in bearish territory. So I'll make that red. I'm going to make this level here, 281.94, red. Let's see, and 280.96 will be red. And this other critical level here, 278.80, will make that red. So everything that down there is below. Everything that gets broken or continued breaks through these areas show bearish signals. We can see right now, so GILD is having a little bit of a snapback, but I would look, if this comes out of the gates, yeah, good morning, by the way, Work Diver, good morning, Sapara, yep, I'm going to go conservative today, for sure. But I will say this, if this comes back up, I will look to maybe possibly re-enter around this level here. Maybe just go conservative, maybe around 84.10, 84.20 even. Maybe take 50 shares here and then 50 shares at 84.50 and maybe another 50 shares up to 85. And then maybe even another 50 shares up to here. But obviously, once I build that position, we are going to have to see some significant enough pullback. And if we don't, I imagine we would, if we broke back through this critical area, I imagine even if we came up here, we would come back to retest that area. So I imagine that I'd still be able to get out with, my shares and make a little bit of profit on that move. But this can be, and this is really just word on the street. I mean, I don't have much experience with Guild, but I have heard many traders talk about Guild, and I've heard that it can be a difficult stock to trade. So that's why it's kind of further down on the watch list here. Moving over here to ZM. ZM's further down on the watch list because, what I really want to do for ZM is I want to set alerts. I want to set alerts on this. Because I think that I'm actually thinking a couple things here. So I think we could get a retest of the 150 level, and I would want to know. So let me go ahead and just pause for a minute, and let's see. We're gonna clear all of this out here. We're gonna say ZM, and we are gonna look at 150 as a possible point of resistance. And so I'm gonna add that alert there. But I also would like to know if it starts cracking through the low of pre-market, which is, basically 143. Because I think if it came through 143, and as long as there's enough volume coming into it, I think we could get a retest of 140. There's enough there to take, 100, maybe 200 shares and make a quick, 100, 200 bucks, just depending on how the momentum is on it. But I would say, so I'm going to say ZM, alert me at 143.49. I want a clean break of that, and I'll say critical break at 143. Okay. So add a note to self there, critical break at 143. Other than that, I really don't want to have much to do with that today. Netflix is finally starting to pull back. Amazon is kind of the ticker that needs to be watched because it's the leading tech sector. Amazon, if Amazon starts ramping up and getting bought up, it has the ability to pull other stocks in that sector with it. But Netflix does have earnings coming up. Let's see. Morning Short It All. Good to see you. When is earnings? April 21st. April 21st. Earnings. So, the news right now is Netflix dips on analyst downgrade despite its success. Netflix initiated with sell rating at benchmark as streaming service first likely to be cut with job losses during pandemic. Okay. Yeah. This is another one. I mean, this is one that was okay for me, or excuse me, this was one that would have been okay for me yesterday if I had been a little bit more patient on it, and if I had used a dollar cost averaging strategy. I got too happy with it out the gates, guys, and I wrecked myself. Okay, it was really a rookie mistake, and I know that phrase can be annoying, but it really was. It was kind of a rookie mistake. Just coming out with it like that. I saw dollar signs. I saw an opportunity to gain back my losses from the previous day, and I jumped on it. Because we had clear levels that if they broke yesterday, and I think that level was, let's see, was right here. I was looking for a retest of at least $3 or $4, and I thought to myself, man, if I or even $4 to $6 even, and I thought to myself, man, if I could get in with 200 shares and it gets a quick flush down, at least a couple bucks, I could remove the first 100 shares, lock in a $200 profit, and let that other $100 ride. And it could even, in my opinion, could have even come down to these levels here yesterday, and we really could have had we could have had a $700-800 day. So that's kind of what my thought process was on Netflix. But and you can see the whippiness of it yesterday. I mean, it was just, I had no business trying to trade that out the gate. I should have let it settle. I should have let it calm, and I would have clearly seen an uptrend with it, I think, but I'm not the best long bias trader. So even if I did identify a possible uptrend, look at this Roku, everything is breaking pre-market. This is what bugs me. But even if let me finish my thought there with Netflix. Even if I had identified an uptrend, I don't even know if I would have, had the stones to take it, so to speak. This is what bugs me though. Like, even here, Guild and Guild popped all the way back up. It's retesting these levels here. This is why this is so. I mean, think about the people that were shorting down here at 83, looking for the break of all this consolidation here, and they're getting wrecked. They're getting wrecked. But anyway, I did not want this to take off without me. This basically, Roku this was my number one gapper today, or excuse me, my number one on the watch list today. And why? Because it looked like it had potential to break down through the 200-day moving average. Now it's got a couple. It's got the 200-day and the 100-day. So I wouldn't expect it to make super long moves. Roku has had some pretty steady good news. But the fact of the matter is we've got a lot of room to move down, guys. We could get a good solid drop today. If we remove the moving averages, and we just kind of look at the areas of support, that the next major area is way down here. Okay, and this could have just been run up on hype, guys, and hype can sell off pretty quick. We've talked about this many times before. If this looks like it's going to break, obviously I would have to put a stop. I'd probably take a $50 loss on this if it came back up. But it's just got, it's losing. It's going without me. I'm just going to wait for the bell to ring. But we've said it before. I'll say it again. And it's not my phrase. I didn't come up with this phrase. So, I'm not going to try to steal this or anything, but I heard it from another day trader, and he said, bulls take the stairs, bears take the window. And so, and it's so true. It's so true. You have a run up like this, and then, even up here, just this immediate, much faster drop than you have the run up. Same thing here. Look at this drop. This is another reason why I'm a short bias trader. Because I'm not that patient. I'm honestly not that patient. I don't like to sit in the trades too long. And that's something I've got to work on. It would make me a better long bias trader, because really, day trading requires patience. Now, and when I say I don't have patience, I mean, obviously you guys have watched me take moves and be very patient to let stocks play out and that sort of thing. I mean, You've seen that before on this channel, but when I say I'm not patient, it's, it's more along the lines of, as far as waiting, for several hours, or even having like a swing trader mentality. It's, that's difficult for me. And that's something where that's an area I've got to be stretched in. That's an area that I have to work on. But anyway, just to get through the list here. So mRNA, I have a rule where I do not take any kind of major, huge, long positions. Well, I typically have a rule where I do not short into stocks that have no previous area of resistance. Okay, so that is a rule of mine, but I will short if I see, like if I came in and saw MRA extended all the way up to here, I probably would start taking at least a small position, especially because the $50 mark is such a critical area. I would probably take that opportunity to at least short, I don't know, 50 shares. And then if it broke through 50, I would get out. But look at here, we had a drop from 50 all the way down to $47. So that would have made me, I probably wouldn't have gone for that whole move. I probably would have stopped down here at this support here, but that would have made me a little over $100 on that one move. So I will look for moves like that with stocks like mRNA, but I'm just not as comfortable with it. And, so, but I'll tell you this, it is so far overextended. I could see a possible opportunity, to, if it comes down majorly and really starts having a crash, I could see getting in on a pullback. If this were to break down, say to this level of consolidation here, and then have like a really sharp pullback up to these levels, it's another one of those situations where I'd probably go ahead and take a small scalping shorting position up here, maybe at, I don't know, 47.50, and just wait for a drop down to 46 and then get out, knowing that MRA could turn around, But what a lot of people don't realize, when, you have so many people that bought here at the top, at the top, at the top. And if this loses a lot of its value and comes way down here to $44, I mean, think about that, guys. When it's pulling back and getting back closer up to these levels, there's going to be a lot of people dumping their bags because they don't know. They don't know if it's going to break another high or if this is just a little pullback before it really dumps. Okay, so that's why there's always shorting opportunities up in these areas. So that's another thing that I'll look for today on mRNA. Boeing's looking strong, and there was some kind of news on it. Let's see, something about production, some kind of production. Boeing share soars after plane maker moves to restart jet production in Seattle. Okay, so it's nothing major. It's nothing really major, guys. But I'll tell you what. Let's look at this here. So we're kind of breaking up through a trend line here, and if we can't hold that break, I think it could come back. But if we do break, I think we could gain some momentum here, and I might actually, hold your breath, I might actually consider going long today on Boeing. So that's what Boeing's about. AMD coming up almost to all-time highs. This one might be tricky, guys, but if you look at what it's forming right here, right now, it's looking like there could be a move down here to at least the $55 area. This is a stock I'd probably go in with, 4, 5, 6, 700 shares maybe, just because it moves slow enough to where, I could still get out and only, I'd still get out with a 10-cent loss. But I would be more likely to average in with that kind of share size. AMD, when AMD drops, I mean, look at AMD here. When it drops, and it drops hard. Okay, look at right here. It drops hard, it drops quick. So I might be fine with a starter position of around 400 shares, and then as it continues to break through key levels of support, maybe add like another 100 or another 200 or whatever, and see how much of a drop we could get. Because even if we could get a drop, you know, down to the $56 levels. And AMD has a tendency to hit support levels and crack through and then bounce. So even if it, you know, if it cracked through here and came down to, you know, like 55.80 or whatever, if I could get that on, you know, 4 to 6, 700 shares, that's really all I would need to do today. So that's another one that I'm considering. But anyway, guys, we got 3 minutes to the bell. So I've got alerts set here. And let me see. SPY right now is hitting on this critical, what was yesterday's critical breakout area. Okay. And it's already broken through its pre-market lows. So it looks like this area may also be the pre-market low. So I'm going to keep this area up here, and I'm going to be watching, guys. I'm going to be watching, and I might even look for a little bit of divergence. Now, Sagar, I know, just to address real quick, you brought up Gene. There's a lot of moving averages here. We've seen it do this before, just days ago. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, you know, when you see something like this, this gives you a little bit of hope. You know, it is a previous runner. It can run hard. But the fact that it broke out above all of this, when they tried to have this pump the other day, it broke out above all that. But then now it's gotten rejected, and it's still got to clear all those moving averages. I wouldn't even halfway be interested in this unless it could break $3. Okay, so that's just me on Gene. But let us know, alert us if it breaks, you know, if it breaks $3, let us know. DNJR. I mean, this looks like it's getting a solid little buy up. Buy volume's been coming into the market pretty consistently here, so that looks good. That does look good. But this one, I'd be careful with this. You know, it is a low float. I don't see any notable news catalyst on FinViz. Now, it doesn't mean that there isn't one, but it's not really a heavy runner. You don't see the same spikes on this that you see on like Gene, for example. You know, we saw another one running up this morning, AMC. This one looks like it could do the same thing that DNJR would do. You know, it could just be a slow run up because, as you can see, again, we don't have the spikes, but it's got to clear these moving averages, and it totally could. It totally could. And then there was another one, E-Core, but I don't think that one's doing well. Yeah, that one's not doing too well. So probably leave that one alone. But anyway, here we go. mRNA making its way up. Might be breaking all-time highs. That'll be interesting. I will want to know if it comes past 49.50. So okay. Let's see what those ones are doing. DNJR looks like it does want to move up. Gene, not so much. Morning, Yoni B. Good to see you, man. Roku. Need to see a little more volume come in. mRNA possibly getting a rejection here. Be interesting to keep that on watch. Boeing getting a rejection. Roku could be getting a rejection. Let's look at Netflix. Netflix getting a rejection. ZM, lots of rejections here, guys. Lots of rejections. AMD. See about AMD. See if we can crack through that. See if we can crack through. Okay, coming out half. Is it finally getting the break? Yeah, kind of. See how far down we can get this break. There we go. We'll come out half just to lock in, and let's see how far down AMD can go. SPY's getting a rejection. Roku moving. mRNA making incredible moves here. Coming out of AMD. Could be because the SPY's pulling. Not sure. Let's look for a retest of 47.50 if we can get it. 44.99. Very spready. Want to be careful on that one. Roku's definitely getting the move. SPY's definitely getting crushed. Bowen's getting a retest, showing a little divergence there from SPY. There we go. Look at Bowen. Bowen strong. Showing some strength here. ZM not so much. mRNA still might be turning around. Roku. Let's see about getting in on Roku here. See if we can get a breakdown. Good breakdown there. I'll come out half. See where the rest of this can go. Coming out. It's popping back. So is the SPY. If we can get a break of 120, I might want to jump back in on that. Break of 120 could be big for Roku. SPY's coming back. mRNA's coming back. AMD's holding. SPY's getting a retest. Okay, we're going to jump in anticipation here of Roku breaking 120. There we go. There we go. It's breaking it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and come out half just in case it whips back on me. There we go. There we go. Nah, it's moving slow, guys. Moving slow. But it's still moving. There we go. Here, we'll take half. If we can get it. Can we get half? Put half out at 118.68. See if it comes up. If it comes up to retest 120, I'll come out. I'm going to go ahead and take another half there, just in case. And let's see, 119.83. So 119.83. We'll say 119.80. stop by 25 shares. Okay, let's go back to mRNA. Let's see what mRNA is doing. SPY is still looking weak. Hasn't turned around yet. Let's see what mRNA can do. Boeing still looking weak, not maintaining VWAP. AMD is going to do what SPY does. I really feel like that's what's going to happen with AMD today. So maybe worth, I don't know. Well, SPY's starting to show strength. So I'm out of Roku. I'll check back in with that in a minute. Guild choosing a direction. ZM choppy as usual. Netflix should have taken it. Oh man, I tell you what, guys, this is the story of my life. Story of my life. But that's okay. That's okay. First 5 minutes is over. Let's see what happens in this next, at the end of this next 5 minutes. Let's see if we can get a good pull up. I would look to start averaging in at 120.04. I might even average in 25 shares here. So I'm going to average in 25 shares and I'm going to give it a chance to come up and retest these levels. Let's see, 121.01. We'll add another 25 there. And then there we go. We're in at 50 at a 120.51 average. SPY's pulling though. Let's see if, so we're seeing divergence here with Roku. But I would be willing to take more 25 share positions all the way up to probably 123. So $122.21. $122.01, yeah. Okay, there we go. So we got 75 shares at 121.01. And then we'll say 123.01. Take another 25 shares. SPY's making a turnaround, so I don't like that. But let's just see. Let's see what we can do here. I've got plenty of time to build this position, so 75 at 121.01. So I would be willing to take that 75 at this point because of the strength in the market. I'd be willing to take that 75 at 121 or let's see, 120.58, 120.81, let's say. See if we can get enough of a pullback. SPY's getting a little bit of a pullback. I don't know if Roku is dependent on the SPY, but while that's working itself out, let's check on mRNA, let's check on Boeing, AMD, Guild still holding around that level. If Guild breaks that 84.11, okay, SPY's pulling. If Guild breaks back through it, I think that's, so I'm going to go ahead and go short there on Guild. going to see how far down we can get this. On Guild. Come on, Guild. SPY's continuing to pull. Guild, we want to watch for a break down there. Okay, Roku's looking strong, guys. So SPY is tanking and Roku is still getting bought up. I don't like that. Okay, that's not good. Nah. Okay, so we're at 100 at 121.51. See what this is looking like on the 5-minute. I mean, we've still got room. I'll give it time to play out. Guild still looking like it's wanting to make moves, but it's not. We need to see a break of 84. Need to see a continued break of 84. Would consider adding in there. Okay, SPY's getting a nice little pullback. Can Guild go? Can it go? Okay, let's get in. We got 200 at 84.07. If it breaks, this could be really good. So let's just try to give it a chance here. Okay, coming out half. And coming out the other half. Okay, let's see. Guild having a rough time. I want to know if it hits 84.10 again. So we'll see. GLD 84.10 on the bid. Okay. Roku steadily coming up, but it looks like it could be meeting resistance, and it looks like we could get a pullback. So that's kind of what we're looking for at this point. We got 100 shares with a 121.51 average. Would love to see this come back down to test these levels here. But I think it depends on the SPY too. I think if the SPY remains strong, Roku could remain strong. So comes up past 123.50, I may have to unload some of my shares and then maybe look for a place to re-add. So SPY is pumping. SPY is pumping. Really need to see Roku start to get a rejection here. Start making its way down. That's good. And 121.51. see what we can do here, guys. It's almost like everything's waiting to see what the SPY's going to do. This will be my stop out point, 123.50. If it comes back above that, yeah, let's see, 123.50. I'll need to get out. So Guild looks like it's finally, oh, got in way too late with Guild. I hit it at 83.85, guys. Man, let's see if we can get down through those levels. There we go. It's a breakthrough. See if we can get a constant move down there. Let's see. We'll add in there. We got 400 at 83.69. See if we can get a retest of 50. See if we can get a break of 83.50. That's a really critical level there, like I said, at 84.11. So I want to give it time to play out. Okay, where are we at? Roku. Okay, it whipped up, but it looks like it's coming back. So the SPY looks like it's coming back as well. Let's see if Guild can get a break of 83.50, and then we'll look for a break of 83. Seems like it's also tracking with the SPY, but I can't figure that out. Let's see here, guys. Let's see if we can get a break of that 83.50. Oh, missed it. Missed the break. Come on. I'll consider adding again at 80. Okay, it's so whippy. So whippy. I'm going to consider coming out half here and I'll just add back in. Add back in at 8306. Roku is retracing. So I really need Roku to come down. I may go ahead and have to just get out half here. See if Roku can come down. Come on, Roku. Breakthrough. Can we get it? Can we get a move down? Yep, there we go. And go ahead and consider coming out half. I'm going to come out half on Roku. So we got a 122.51 average. We're maintaining today, guys, but it's difficult. Guild is giving us some issues. Guild looks like it's wanting to come back. Roku looks like it could come down. So I am gonna, let's see here. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys, I had to put the mic on mute here. Okay, so we're getting a really good move on Guild. I'm trying to hold on to it as long as I can. I'll go ahead and take half right there. All right, and let's look at Roku again. Let's see where Roku is. Roku's just chop fest. Might be good for me to just come out and take the L on Roku. I can't believe I didn't get the ad on Guild too. I don't know if you guys realized I tried to so I'm out there. I tried to get an ad right at the break of I think it was 83. So I'll try to add again at 82.24. See how much selling we can get here on Guild. Let's go ahead and go in. So we got 300 at 82.86. Comes up to the 60s, I'll get out. There we go. There we go. Let's get a continued move down. Okay, I'm coming out. Okay. Let's see. This one is on a really nice bear tear. This could do a lot of damage here, and we could easily see a move down to the 81 to 80 levels. Okay, Roku is acting weird and strong. mRNA, man, I'll tell you what. that was and Boeing strong would have been a great long over these levels. AMD's whipping pretty much the same way as Roku is. Well, now Roku looks like it's coming up and it's going to test this trend line. So, all right, here's Guild testing the 82. It should break at 82. Let's see. I'll come out half just in case. See if it gets a break of 82. There it is. Break of 82. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'll just give it a rest from there. So, all right. Let's see here. Still on a nice tear. Man, I tell you what, this is what bugs though, because with Guild, I mean, if I had gotten that extra 200 share fill at 83, oh man, this would easily be over $300. We would easily be over $300. So, but anyway, okay, let me get to the chat here. All right, Yoni B. 150, very nice trade, man. Don't give this back. Work Diver, take the money and run it. Okay, Work Diver. All right. So Work Diver and I kind of made a little deal last night on the channel, and I gave him my word. And here's the thing about me giving somebody my word. When I give my word, I feel like a man's word is worth gold. You know, I feel like if there's somebody that you know in your life, and I think we all know people like this, people who are steady, people who are constant, people who mean what they say what they mean, and they do what they say they're going to do. I think that in this day and age, there's a great lacking in that in our world. And one thing that my father always taught me growing up is that a man is only as good as his word. And if you give somebody your word, you stick to it. So, and I'm not saying that we do this perfectly. I mean, we're human beings, and sometimes, I think we've all had times in our life where for one reason or another, and maybe it's because we had to, maybe we didn't have a choice or whatever. I mean, sometimes, you can't always hold to, what you promise somebody. But this is a case, this is a scenario where I can hold to what I said I was going to do. And I told Work Diver that if I get over 200, I'll stop. So guys, I'm going to stop. So as much as I want to keep trading this, I mean, I really do. I see really great opportunity. And this is kind of one of those days where it's like, man, I finally got, some stocks here that are moving in my direction. But, and I think I could do it. I think I could find one more stock and just completely shatter it. I think I could, I think it's very possible for me to pull another $100 out of this market easy. I think I could push over the 300 mark today. But, you know what? I'm living to trade another day. I just built up another $200 back on top of the cushion that I have. Now, I wasn't completely at that cushion. I think if you guys watched my recap yesterday, and yeah, Word Diver agrees. Yes, your word is everything. Thank you. Here's the thing, guys. I talked about in the video yesterday, the video recap, that I'm nearing my cushion. Now, I'll just say everybody knows to cross the PDT rule, you have to set $25,000 on top of your account. Okay, you have to put $25,000 on top of your account. That's just to trade. That's just to bypass the pattern day trader rule. Okay, so obviously we all know I've got that. But to be even more transparent with you, I have a cushion on top of that because I don't want to get near that $25,000. And Sagar's calling out Gene. So let's just see what Gene's doing. Yeah, it's slowly breaking up through those moving averages. It might be a good one, Sagar, but I'd be careful, man, because it's still, this concerns me here. This concerns me. That's why I said, I mean, if it could break up over this high and break through all these moving averages, then I might look for, some pullback, make sure that volume is still coming into the market, and then maybe go long on it. I think that's reasonable for a long bias trader. I think that's a reasonable strategy. And that's kind of a Ross Cameron strategy for you. So me personally, I'm not going to mess with it. And I already said I'm done for the day. So, but yeah, so I've got a cushion on top of that 25,000 and it's $2,000. So I've got 27,000 and I haven't dipped under that 27K level. Okay. But that's my thing. Like that's my whole thing is, and I'm still a little bit away from that, but the thing is if I dip under 27K, that's where I would want to stop. I would want to pause. I would want to take some time off, even walk away, even if I had to walk away from the markets for just a week and just take some time off, clear my head, maybe come back to the markets after a week and start running the live stream while I'm in simulation. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind running the live stream while I'm in simulation and maybe just simulate trade for, a few weeks and then get back in. Okay. But that's something that I would have to hold, that I would have to hold to, because again, it's one of those things where, I've put my word on it. I've put my word on it. My whole thing has been, if, and I've told my wife, I've told family members, if I dip below that 27K, I don't even want to test it. I don't even want to get close to blowing my account. I don't even want to get close to that $25,000, but if I get to that point, I have to pull myself out of the market. So because I've given my word on that, that's another thing that, I've got to stick to it. I've got to stick to it and I've got to be faithful to that. It's not what I want to do. I love day trading. The last thing I ever wanted to do was stop, but each month I was cutting a check. I was building my account up to, 30, 31, 32, whatever. I would cut a check, pull it back down to maybe 29,000 or something like that. And then I would rework that back up for the next month. But here in the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, I've just been getting wrecked. And so, I'm starting to cut it close to that 27,000 and, so anyway, but today is good. We build back up a couple $100 more on top of that. So, come Monday, we'll do fine. We'll do fine. Hopefully, we'll be here Monday. We know that for sure. William G says you can paper trade and prove to yourself that you can add $100 market should still be here next week. Yeah, so I think I know what you're saying there. I think I'm trying to read how that sentence is written there, but I think I get what you're saying. If but yeah, paper trading is good. Simulation trading is always good. And so I don't know how long you've been following the channel, William, but I had actually tested a strategy in simulation. I actually used the Warrior Trading simulator. They have a great simulator, and they use it's the Sterling Trader broker platform. But they've got a great, they really do. It's a great simulator, and before I even got back into trading with real money, I had simulated traded there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months roughly, and developed a really nice strategy. And then I started trading that strategy and it was doing very, very well. And, obviously here lately in the last several weeks with how crazy this market has been, it's been difficult. It's been difficult, and so I've had to just kind of come back and um, I'm thinking about how, just kind of coming back and, you know, um, doing some simulation trading again until I can get my bearings on this. Because a lot of it is psychological. I mean, that's the other thing, guys. When I think about it, a lot of the trades that I've taken and a lot of the trading that I've done in the last couple of weeks, there are so many times where I thought to myself, you idiot, what are you doing? Like, you wouldn't normally do that, or I would take losses. I would take losses way too quickly. I'm supposed to be letting these trades work themselves out. That's the whole point of having a conservative trading strategy. So what's the point of having a conservative trading strategy if I'm not even going to let the trade work themselves out? There's so many times where I cut way too soon, even today on Guild. I took a great pre-market trade. I saw it breaking down this key level here in pre-market. And I jumped in, and without even giving it a chance to work out, I jumped right back out. You can see right here, look, Guild, look, I got in at 84, went short, it dropped, it popped back, and I went ahead and bought it back at 84. But then look at what happened. Look at what happened. It dropped all the way down here to 83. That would have been a great, maybe, I probably wouldn't have waited for that whole move, but it probably would have been a $50, $60, $70 pre-market trade. But going back and reviewing my trades, there's so many times I've done that. So many times I've cut it too quickly, and then it just completely flushed and went in my direction. So it's psychological. It's not that, it's not even really that my strategy and my calls on these trades aren't working. A lot of them actually have worked out really well, but I didn't hold through it. And some of these trades would have been the big trade of the day that would have kept me from being in the red on all those other trades. And then some of those other trades that I took, like Netflix yesterday, it was like kind of like one of those like you idiot moments. Like you're taking this trade in the first minute of the market open on a stock this spready. You took 200 shares. You idiot. What are you doing? But again, that goes back to the psychological thing because I wanted to make up for the day before. The day before was a heavy loss. And it's just like, so I have to, at some point, I have to take full responsibility here. And I have to realize that, yes, this market is crazy. Yes, I have been unreasonably and irrationally chopped out of many trades that probably would have worked in regular market conditions. But there's also that case in point that, I've also done some of this to myself. And I've also somewhat prevented myself from doing much better in this market by not completely following my rules. And so, it's a balance of those things, I think. And anyway, I'm just trying to figure it out. But anyway, Yoni B's calling Boeing again. Boeing is up to the 150 or back at the pre-market highs. Got you. Yeah. So this is actually, now what we have here is a trendline VWAP crossover. Okay. And it came back to market. This is actually a very good place to go long. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work out, but, and obviously if it doesn't break through this previous 5-minute candle high, and if it starts coming back, I would maybe, be careful about that. But if this breaks this candle's high, you can get a significant move up there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So whoever got in right here at this EMA, I mean, if you took 200 shares here at the 150 mark, I mean, you're doing well. You could have already scaled out 100 shares and you just hold on to the rest. And I wouldn't even get out unless it breaks 150 again. But I think this is going to end up going up. As a matter of fact, let's look at a 2-minute, 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, this could totally, that's huge. When you see, especially this, like on the 5-minute, now again, nothing is foolproof here. I mean, the market is dumb and crazy. And if SPY actually ends up reversing right here, Boeing could, come, none of this will matter. None of this will matter. And as a matter of fact, if you look at SPY, It's kind of hitting up on this critical level here. I think that was pre-market low. Yeah, that was initial pre-market low. And then I guess post-market low. No, wait a minute. Where did I get that? Hold on a second. Thursday, yeah. Thursday, yeah. Thursday's low also. But if this looks like it's going to get weak and come back, then Boeing will come back. So here we go. Perfect example of how it, see, perfect example. This is it, guys. You're seeing it in the works right now. Perfect example how even when you get confluence, you know, and confirmation, you know, look at this. The SPY will drag it. The SPY will drag them down. You know, now we're seeing a little bit of divergence here, which is good, but I don't know. I mean, that's the crazy thing about this market. This is a key strategy right here. When you have a stock that gets bought up, makes high day, comes back, you've got a 9 EMA VWAP crossover, okay, and it touches on these levels of support. This should have come all the way at least up to here, at least to get close to testing high of days. This should have easily been a $2.50 move. But look, you see why Boeing's doing that? Because look at SPY. Look at SPY. It broke back down through that critical level from yesterday. There's a very critical level right here at 284.90. So what's it doing? It's dragging the rest of the market with it. This is what I mean. This is what I've been talking about on every single video. You can have a confluence, a VWAP crossover, a pre-market high bounce. 9 times out of 10, this works. 8 times out of 10 at least, this works. But it's pulling. Why? Because of this junk right here. Look at this. This is why I say, guys, like, it doesn't matter what the pattern says anymore. It just, not in this market. It doesn't matter. This is what I get so frustrated with. This is the junk I've been dealing with, you know? And I know you guys, yeah, you see what I'm saying, Yoni B? Like, yeah, the market, it's dumb, it's crazy, it's the most irrational thing I've ever seen in my life, you know? SPY all of a sudden, you know, acts like it wants to do something different, and everybody just follows around Daddy SPY. Anywhere Daddy SPY goes, they just don't have a mind of their own. They just don't have a mind of their own. And I hate that. I hate that so bad. You know, I miss the days of when you just wake up in the mornings and you see these stocks gapping up or gapping down, and there's some catalyst, and you watch the charts, you watch the patterns, and they play out. They play out very, you know, and not always, even in, we've talked about this before, even in regular market conditions, yes, they don't always play out. You know, nobody can fully ever predict the stock market. Okay, we get that. But this has happened far too many times. An extraordinary, abnormal amount of times. Okay, so, you know, but this is what we're dealing with, guys. This is the market that we're in right now. And it's very unsettling. And this is the stuff that messes with your mind. This is the stuff that makes you want to blow your brains out because you can't get a good read on it. You can't get a good pulse on it. You know, think about all the guys on Boeing right here that saw this same move that they see all the time. Had a run-up, break of pre-market highs, made new high of day, pulled back, had a 9 EMA VWAP crossover on the 5-minute, got a perfect bounce off of it and pre-market highs. Classic move. Some of the most professional day traders out there who have been literally day trading for 15, 20 plus years talk about this strategy. This is something that everybody's watching, and the only reason that Boeing is failing right now is because of this crap right here. We broke through another key critical area. You know, the patterns just don't matter. Again, it's the most frustrating thing right now. The most frustrating thing. Now, for me, as a bear, this is beautiful. Like, I really want to short AMD right now. I really want to short, I really want to take 200 shares right here at the break of 56.80. And let's see what would have happened if I did. Okay? And I would have held through the follow through at 56.46. SPY's getting crushed. SPY's getting crushed. SPY's getting crushed. Now it's seeing a little bit of a pullback. So I don't know. I don't know. And actually, I tell you what, here's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is I probably actually wouldn't have went short. Mind you, but we're still going to say I went short there. So I'm not taking that back, but this is something I do want to point out. Usually, and you guys hear me talk about this all the time, I wait for confirmation. Because seriously, because in all, not seriously, in all reality, this 5-minute candle, we've got 2.5 minutes left on this candle, and it could stop and close above this critical area right here and start reversing. Okay, so it really would have been wise to wait for that. But let's go ahead and still say that I got in at the break of never mind. It never broke 56.80. So remember I said I was going to get in at the break of 56.80. It never broke 56.80. It only went down to, okay, so I didn't take the trade. But if SPY continues in confirmation below here, I'm taking this trade at 56.80. I'm going to take 200 shares. So now this is what's confusing. This is even more confusing. So check this out, guys. Look at how irrational this market is. So Boeing at 940, 945, and 950 had a massive run up. So SPY at 940, 945, and 950 was chop. So Boeing was showing that I don't care what SPY's doing. I'm going to diverge from it. I'm going to work on my own, right? And it did that. But then all of a sudden, let's see, 955, SPY has a run up and a really strong run up. And you would think that if Boeing is diverging from it on a choppiness, you would think that in that candle, when SPY is making that kind of a massive move, you'd think Boeing would make that an even more massive move. But now Boeing starts to chop. Okay, then SPY chops, Boeing starts losing. SPY gets crushed, Boeing gets crushed. Okay, now watch this. So Boeing was showing divergence, but now all of a sudden it's following suit, right? So you can't even pretend that divergence is going to last for any amount of time. But come here on AMD. AMD has basically done what SPY's done. Now it's come up a little bit like Boeing, but it's been very, very choppy through this area. And as soon as at 10:10, when this is happening, well, AMD starts following suit. But then look at this. This is happening at 10:15. And look at AMD. AMD's just chopping around. It's crazy. So Boeing is tanking with it. AMD's chopping around. AMD was running with it at first, but now it's just chopping around. Boeing was running divergent, but now it's following it. There's no rhyme or reason. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason. So, and Theta Trader, so true, it's so rigged playing against the computers. Yeah, it's got to be something like that, man. I don't know, because I don't know. I mean, obviously, yes. Obviously, we know that there's, a lot of the market is controlled by algorithmic trading bots. We've got institutional traders. We've got money being pumped into the system with no rhyme or reason. Just because they can. Just because they have the money to do it. I tell you what, it's incredible. Let's just put it like that. It's incredible, to say the least. I really don't have any other word for it. Roku broke out of the trend. And Roku is just teetering around. Not much volume on it right now. mRNA looks like if it breaks past this point, it's going to have a nice run up to test these levels. And I still think there will be a great shorting opportunity up here. I think if it gets up to, you know, this is kind of another one of those things. Like, I would love to take it short 50 bucks or 50 shares at $48. And then I would take it short again up here at $49. Have a 58.50 average. Because I guarantee you, if it runs up here to these levels, there's going to be a lot of people who bought here, 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 and here, who are going to start dumping and selling because they're going to want to take profit just in case it gets another rejection. It's already been rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and this could be a 5th time. So I think that would be enough of a move to see a retracement, at least, you know, back down to this area of consolidation here, 47.70s, 47.80s maybe. And I think you could make a good 70, 80 bucks on that 100 shares. And if it just came up to this consolidation and you caught 50 shares at 48, it's very possible, you know, you could at least make a $30 move off of that. And I know that doesn't sound like much to you guys, but that's commissions for me. You know, that would pay for all the commissions today, which commissions are basically paid for. Let's see, one. Okay, so I'm probably up 190, maybe we'll say 180, just to be safe. Definitely up 180 something for sure. It's, you know, so that, you know, that's my I don't know, Work Diver. That might be my that might be my way to get in on one more trade, is to say, hey, you know, we didn't specify, is that $200 after commissions, or is that $200 on the P&L? We technically didn't specify. So you see, this is where the mind starts moving on its own and playing games. Boeing's getting a nice little snapback to pre-market highs. I'm watching you. Don't worry, man. Look, I gave you my word, man. I'm done. We didn't specify, and that was my fault. That's the other part about giving somebody their word. I don't think it's right to play games like that. I really don't. If we didn't specify, then I think the fair rule at play should be that if you didn't specify, then oh well, that's your fault. You gave your word. So that's kind of how we need to look at it. Oh well, it's my fault. I gave my word. I didn't specify. That burden was on me. So don't make me reach through your screen. Well, hey, I'm gonna obey it, man. I don't wanna ruffle anybody's feathers. I don't wanna start any trouble here, man. I don't wanna start any trouble, Work Diver. I'm just trying to be, you know, I'm just trying to be cool, man. Just trying to be cool. How scary would that be, guys? How scary would that be to actually have an arm reach through your computer screen? You know what? I believe that might be possible one day. I believe that might be. We're getting close. We're getting close to that. No, I don't know. I don't think that'll be physically possible. I think it may be possible to see, like, you know, maybe look like a what do they call it? Like a hologram. Maybe we'll have hologram computer screens one day where you know, it would look like somebody was coming out of your computer, but I don't know if there's any physical way. Even I mean, I think you're getting into like quantum physics there or something like that. I don't even know if quantum physics would ever validate the possibilities of that, but at least not on this side of heaven. Let's see here. So, okay. ZM, Netflix, yeah. So it's just chop, guys. It's just chop right now. So Guild, really nice trade on Guild there. Done trading. Sauger says down 285 after commissions, probably 315. Lost majority of it on LOVE. It was too spready. That was my mistake. Otherwise, I did good on Gene. Okay, well, good job on Gene. Let me see Love. I hadn't looked at that. Okay. Yeah, you got to be careful on these, man. Man, that's so dangerous. That dropped from basically $10 all the way down to $8.70. Did that junk yesterday too. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Sauger. The fact that you're only down 285 on a move like that tells me that you were trading with conservative share size, and so that's good. Good for you on that. Yeah, the spreadier the stocks, the more conservative we need to be. This is why I still just hate that boneheaded move that I made on Netflix yesterday. And it's just ridiculous. Netflix was ridiculous. Taking 200 shares on a spready stock like that in the first minute or two of the market open, I mean, how dumb do you have to be? That was my fault. That's completely my fault. I completely own that junk. But yeah. If I had taken 50 shares, even if I jumped in the first 2 minutes, because it did look like it was going to break a critical level from pre-market, and I wanted to go ahead and get in on anticipation of that break, but I should have taken just 50 shares would have been fine. 50 shares would have been fine. I could have added to it once we got confirmation. And what a boneheaded move on my part. What a boneheaded move. But yesterday's gone. Can't worry about it. So, and by the way, you see Boeing coming back up, and SPY, of course, is coming back up. It did get a confirmation close below that. And did AMD ever break 5680? Nope, it never came back down. So I did not take that paper trade. But anyway, okay. Guys, I am going to take a quick break, and then I'll come back and we'll let the live stream run for a few more minutes here, maybe another 10-15 minutes or whatever, and then we'll go ahead and call it a day. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Looks like SPY might be bear flagging, guys. If you wanted to go short on something like AMD, I think it would be reasonable here to maybe go, let's just say 200 shares short. 200 shares short. So I'm going to paper trade this, and I'm going to put a stop. I'm really only going to stop out if the SPY comes above this candle here. Then I will stop on AMD. So paper trade, morning note again. Yeah, I hate when you oversleep too, man. It's not the same without having you here in the live stream. You need to get your butt up. But yeah, looks Good to see you, man. It looks like SPY is bear flagging here. We might get another leg down to these levels. So I am paper trading. I took 57. I guess I got in at what, 57.02, we'll say. So 200 shares short, 57.02. The only time I am going to come out of these shares is if SPY moves above these levels here. Yeah, put your alarm on your phone and throw it across the room so you have to walk to it. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. So we'll see if this bear flag breaks. So you see, I'm trading AMD based on the SPY. I'm trading AMD according to the SPY. And AMD has this nice little trend going down here, so I could probably just get out at the break of the trend. I would say this. I would say, again, just watching the SPY. If the SPY breaks over past this level, then I would come out of AMD. Unless I saw a major, major divergence on AMD. But AMD would be breaking the 15-minute candle at 57.22. So I should probably set the stop at 57.36, the break of the previous 15-minute candle. And that would kind of break through this trend line too. So that's where my stop will be, 57.36. So right now I'm in AMD, 200 shares, again, paper trading, 200 shares at 57.02. And I'm probably going to take profit down here at low of day. We'll say at 56.60. So now this is what I don't get. You see SPY is breaking, but AMD is coming back. The struggle is real, because I guarantee you Boeing, on the other hand, is losing its lunch. Yeah. Boeing's doing exactly what Daddy SPY is doing. The 5-year-old was playing his game and I slept through it. What woke me up was his tablet made a doorbell sound. Wide awake from that. Now you know what I would like to do here on this paper trade? I would like, because SPY's pulling, I would like to add in at 57.22 another 200 shares and bring my average up to 57.12. So let's see if I get filled there. Oh man. Come on. Fill me at 57.22. There we go. Okay, got it. I got the fill. Good, I got the fill. Okay, so now I've got 400 shares at an average of 57.12. First take profit of 200 shares will be at 56.82, right at the break here. So that will clear, that will bring me up to $60 of profit there. But SPY has to continue moving down. So again, we've got 400 shares at 57.12. Stop will now be set at the break of 57.30. Daddy SPY. You trade real money or is it all sim? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sauger. Yeah, Notergen. Yeah, I like, yeah, Daddy SPY. It's just like they don't have a mind of their own. It's like, come on, guys. Sometimes abusive, sometimes like a sugar daddy. Very accurate. Yeah, pretty much. No, Notergen, this is real. This is real. Real money. You can always tell. You can tell on light speed because of what what you see in the market bar under here. See how it says LSPT, and you can choose from all these different routes. I use this route because it's the cheapest on commissions. But if you're using, and this is how you tell, if anytime you watch somebody who's using Lightspeed Trader, watch for, it would be like, there's some kind of, it's like ZVZZZ or something like that, or XVZZZ. It's something really weird. It's like 5 letters. And so when you see that there, that's when they're using a simulator. I don't even have the option because I never downloaded their version of the simulator. So no, this is real. But I am paper trading right now on this AMD trade. I'm watching this. I'm catching this bear flag on the SPY, and so I've got right now an average of 400 shares at 57.12. And even though SPY's coming down, for some reason AMD is trying to stay strong. But I may have to come out. I said I didn't want to get out unless SPY came over here, but now, because there's so much divergence with AMD, because AMD's proving so much strength right now, if SPY even wiggles back, AMD could run, go on a tear through this trend line. So I'll probably put my stop at the break of 57.23. So I'll lose about 45 bucks if it doesn't work out. But it looks like it's finally resolving. SPY's coming down. So I'm going to first take profit at 56.82. Let's see if we can get a sell through there, 56.82. Okay, SPY's, okay, so it's looking like it's holding down there. So I may want to go ahead and come out. So I'll put out this is how I would do it. Let's just be real about it, okay? So I'm going to say, if it comes back above 50, let's see, if it comes back above 57, I'm going to get out 200 shares. I'll get out 200 shares. And that'll bring my average back up to, I'll have another 200 shares at 57.22. So this, if anything, this would be a break-even trade, basically. So if this hits 57, okay, I'm out. I'm out the first 200 shares that I took at 57.02. So really, technically, I made $4 on that first. So the trade is paid for itself, if nothing else. And I'll take it again at the break of 57. Yeah, SPY's coming up. So I may as well get out at, we'll say, at the break of 57.10. So I'll get it at 57. I'll just say if it hits, we'll trigger it at 57.11. With slippage, I'll probably get filled at 57.12. AMD doesn't tend to have too much slippage, so and then we'll just say that I made 20 bucks on that last 200 shares because I've got a 57.22 average now. There it is, 11. I got triggered. I'm out. Okay, so I made total $24 on that trade. Total $24. I took the first 200 shares short at 57.02, and when it kind of double bottomed here and came back, I got out at 57. So that's $2 on the first 200 shares, and that's $4 right there. And then I had averaged in at 57.22 with another 200 shares. And so by the time it came back up to 57, it broke 57.10 or 57.11. I got out the last 200 at 57.12. That's 10 cents. On that other 200 shares, that's $20. So I made $24 on that trade. So not bad. It was worth taking it. It was worth taking it. You know, if you think about it, if we had really taken that trade, it would have been worth taking it. So I mean, $24. Now again, after commissions and fees and all that, I mean, you're looking at, you know, probably $18. But you know, $18 for what? This took us what, 5, 6, 7 minutes? Yeah, Notergen, jump on the SPY, man. Jump on it. I would hold this trend line here though, because if this continues to, I mean, right now, you know, it's like, I'll tell you what, it's like pulling teeth getting the SPY to go down. It really is. It's like pulling teeth. You know, I mean, when it, yeah, when it runs up, I mean, it runs up. Now it dropped pretty good there, and it dropped pretty good there, but you know, these are market opens, but if you jump in, it'll drop. Yeah, story of my life. Story of my life. I'll tell you what, if it fails and AMD starts breaking this 5683 level, I'll take another paper trade on AMD. I'll probably take 500 shares with a 10-cent stop. It would have to get back over 90, maybe not quite a 10-cent stop. So I'll be risking another $40. But I would hold that 500 shares. I'd hold it for 30 cents. So I'd be risking 40, $45 to make 150. But again, SPY, Daddy SPY, would have to be moving. It's almost like a demeaning, like a condescending, like you know, Daddy SPY. It's more like you're picking on, like you're picking on somebody because, you know, they always got to run to their daddy, you know. You're like picking on a kid because he's always got to run to his daddy. Well, I'll tell you what, pulling teeth, pulling teeth. I think so too, Notergen. I think it's going to drop. I think it's going to drop for sure. I mean, look at it right here. I mean, it looks, you know. But I'll tell you what, it's choppy though. It's choppy. It's choppy. So here we go. If this breaks 5683, I'll probably pick up 500 shares at 5682. 500 shares short. SPY looks like it's going to go. So, and I think AMD will run pretty considerably. AMD always has pullbacks, so, you know, we'll have to expect that. But as a matter of fact, I'll reduce the share size a little. I'll say 300 shares at the break of, just so I can give the stock a little bit more room to breathe. And then I'll just get out if it cracks back above VWAP. So I'll do that. If this breaks 5682, there it is, 82, got filled. I'm in 300 shares short on SPY at 5682. Stop at 5712. So I'm risking 30 cents. $90 on that 300 shares. But then again, if SPY looks like it's still going to roll, I may even consider adding into it and bringing my average up. So paper trading right now. What, 57.15? You think it'll pull back to 57.15? Yeah, VWAP. I could do that. 57.16. I'll let it go to 57. The break of 15. It's got to break VWAP. So I'm in 300 shares right now on AMD. Got a nice wide stop in there. If it closes above, okay, we can do that. We'll get a confirmation close. That's good, Notergen. No point in getting faked out. That's right. That's right. That's why I said I might even be inclined to add to it. SPY looks like it wants to go, but man, look at this, man. It's like pulling teeth. I'm telling you, it's like pulling teeth getting this to go down. Bears are clearly not in control anymore. They're not in control at all. It's taken them forever to gain any kind of control. Let's look at some of these other stocks in the meantime. Boeing not doing much. mRNA not doing much. Roku, Roku, that's pretty big on the 15-minute here. It's pretty big. AMD losing its lunch with Daddy SPY. Daddy SPY's taking him out to lunch. Where would you like to go today, son? No, I was thinking Chick-fil-A. Let's see. So there we go. AMD struggling harder than it has ever struggled before. You know, I don't get that, guys, because I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at how overextended this stock is. Look at this on the daily, man. I mean, look at this beautiful run up. People who were expecting this to break all-time highs gotta be selling. They gotta be tempted to sell. You know, maybe not though. I mean, I know we got swing traders on this. I get it. So I'm holding for the break though. I'm holding for the break of pre-market lows on this 300 shares. So we got 300 shares. I think we could get to this point right here. This is a pretty critical point right here, 56.37. And it's not that critical. Was this pre-market, post-market? Okay. So maybe these are the levels that, you know, 56 basically. All right. So Daddy SPY was making a nice little move down, but because Daddy SPY's pulling back, look what AMD's doing. Look at this. You would think that this is the same chart. Same chart. Look at this. Nope. This is AMD. Look, AMD. And this is SPY. See it right there. They're doing the same thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Daddy SPY's moving up. Daddy SPY's. I better catch up with Dad. Dad, wait for me. Wait for me, Dad. Little bit of divergence there. Little divergence, but it's basically the same. Yeah, note again that flat. Well, let's see. When you say flat bottom, I'm watching for this level here. This needs to get down to 281.94 and 280.96, somewhere in that level. Those are critical levels. I almost want to add to my position. All right, Sauger. Sagar, did you, out of curiosity, did you hold your position? Did you stay done for the day, or did you take another stab? Okay, good. Good job, man. Come back Monday. I'll be back here Monday too, man. We should all just trade spy. It's like they wait for the spy for 10 minutes. You go off the 3 minute taking out stop losses. I'm trying to read that sentence. I'm trying to make sense of that sentence, Theta Trader. We all should just trade spy. It's like they for the spy for 10 minutes, the go off you 3 minute taking out stop losses. I'm trying, man. Yes, Sagar, always another opportunity. Always another opportunity. Always. Always. The name of the game is stay in the game. That's what I was about today, and looks like that's what you're about too. So good. Um, Notigan says, I look at the wicks where you entered, was waiting for it to close down for continuation. Sad thing. This short is going to take as long as a long. Yeah, you're right. Bears are definitely not taking the window right now. It's more like they're taking the window with like a rope. Like they're gradually luring themselves down with a rope out of the window, right? Um, yeah, Sagar. Hope everything's going well with the baby, man. Good job with that. Hopefully, sounds like everything's well. So, um, Data Trader says the following: you should just trade spy. Yeah, I mean, I think I get. I think I know what you're saying, but yeah, I've actually thought that many times. Um, yeah, I should just trade the spy. I mean, really, you know, because I can almost tell you for sure that if the spy does not break this previous 5 minute candle, I would go short on it again. I would go short again. If it does break the previous 5 minute candle, then I would sit and wait to see what happens. They jumped out the window but face planted in Helga's balcony right below. um, Data Trader says, my bad. They fall in the spot for 10 minutes. They go off for 3 minutes, shaking out and taking people's stop losses then back. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, they're shaking people out. I can definitely see that. So, but anyway, guys, it's thanks, Sapara. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll come back Monday and do the same thing. Shazard Nazar, what do you think about Ford? I'll look at that real quick, and let me see here. So yeah, Spy's starting to break the 5 minute candle. Looks like it could be a quick little long move here. Um, anyway, okay, and I'm out. I'm out on the paper trade with AMD. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. I know we said we wait for the close note again, but I actually have to get going. I've got another business matter to tend to with my other work. Ford. So, what do I think about Ford? Well, as an investor, I don't know. As an investor, I have no clue. It's as a day trader, I wouldn't trade it. Very choppy. I mean, look at this. This is just chop. This is chop. Very light volume. Barely being traded here. Barely being traded. I mean, there's several minutes that goes by without anybody even trading it. You know, this is one of those ones where, I mean, if you wanted to get in, and build a position and hope that we get one of these spikes, like we do from time to time. Um, but I honestly, I mean, I can't call it with Ford. Ford used to be worth a lot of money, and it's just not anymore. So, um, and I don't know anything about Forward Industries. Um, the last news, let's see. Forward reports fiscal auto sales drop amid COVID-19 crisis. Yeah, I have no idea, Shazard. So just, and I'll just be clear with you about something here. We are pattern day traders. We are technical day traders. We trade charts and patterns that have a lot of volume on them. So Ford has obviously not been a good stock to trade at all. Um, and so I wouldn't know what to tell you about this stock, honestly. Maybe somebody else in the chat would have a little bit of insight. Um, let's see here. Work Diver, thank you very much for keeping your word. It speaks volumes of your character, Matt. I try, man. I try. Like I said, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never, broken my word before. But, I mean, I'm only human. But I will say this, by and large, that has been a very meaningful thing to me throughout my whole life. Again, it's something that my father really, that's a really great piece of advice that he raised me on. That was kind of one of his things. He was always just very, you know, always emphasized the importance of keeping our word. And so I've tried to replicate that as best as I can over the years. And I really do try to be the type of man who says what he means what he says, and does exactly what he says he's going to do. Again, I'm not perfect with that, but I try, and I think I hit the mark most of the times with that. And by and large, most people in my life who know me, they know that if I give them my word on something, they know I'm going to keep it. So they can take it at face value. But I think that's important. So you're welcome, Shazard. It's only fitting that the company that started it all would be the first to lose. Yeah, good point, Notergen. Can't say I haven't had that similar thought. But anyway, yeah, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome, Work Diver. Appreciate all the support and encouragement on the channel, and just to all of you guys. Shout out to all of you guys who joined us today in the live stream. Love hanging out with you guys. Note again, you got to get here earlier, man. Don't ignore that alarm clock. You got to get in here earlier, man. But I do have to go, guys. I've got another commitment with my work, and so but it looks like the rest of today is probably just going to be a choppy day anyway. I mean, it's very unclear. I mean, even think about people who went in to get short here, and then it popped up $2. I mean, it's ridiculous. I think the best part of the trading's done for the day. I mean, maybe in Power Hour, I guess it could come back and do something, but I won't be trading it. I'll actually do my recap video here pretty soon and go ahead and put that up. Try to get that up early today. But yeah, it's good hanging out with you guys. And yeah, Stacy. Oh, good to see you again, Stacy. Glad you were able to come in. We had a decent day today, as you can see. Not too much trading. Didn't rack up too many commissions. Just probably ending the day about 180, 190 after fees and commissions. So small day, nothing really to brag about, but it is what it is. Yoni B, real quick, I'll touch on Guild since you asked. I don't know. One thing I discussed early in the pre-market today was how Guild, word on the street is that Guild can be a very difficult stock to trade. And you can see, it's kind of choppy right now. Me personally, today I was looking for it to lose this 8411 area. This 8411 area was very critical. It came up and touched it twice here, kind of in that area. When it came up, it bounced back and almost found support in that area, and then came back up and broke through that area finally. But then it came back and touched it once, twice, three times, broke it in pre-market, came up and had this run up, but there was no way that it was breaking through this trend line. Started to come back, so I went short on it again in anticipation of the break of it, and we got a good almost $2 move out of it. I think right now, I think Guild would have to. I mean, we can see there's a lot of these long red days, long red candles on Guild. Okay, so I think it's possible that we could get that again, but right now it's bounced off of this key level here. Well, let me see, where was it? 81, yep. 81.60, 81.81, where was it? 81.81. So it bounced off of this daily level. So I think if it breaks back through here, I think we're going to get a good leg down to at least 80.35, maybe even down to 79. We might break 80. But I think some of it might even depend on the SPY. That's the frustrating thing about this market. We've got to watch the SPY. We've got to be careful. We've got to be mindful. We've got to see what the SPY is doing. Although right now the SPY is moving up and Guild is moving down. So it may just be that Guild just needs to come down and break through these levels. Personally, how I would trade this is I would wait to see if it's nearing the 81.81 level. I would go in very small share size. I would go in maybe with just 50 shares to start, knowing how choppy it is, because it might get another pullback before it finally comes down and breaks through it again. But just in case this is the breaking point, I'd probably go ahead and go 50 shares short, and I'd probably get in anticipation of that at the break of $82. Because if it breaks $82, I think it's going to start making its way down to 81.81. So I'd probably take 50 shares here. If we had a clean breaking confirmation candle close below 81.81, I'd probably go ahead and add in another 50 shares. And I would see if we could ride this down to at least this next level here, 80.40, or maybe even 79.65. Maybe just to have a happy medium here. I might wait for it to go all the way down to, well, there is consolidation here. So yeah, probably the 80.50 level. But that, you could get, you could make roughly $100 off of 100 shares on that move. And what you could do is just remove the first 50 that you took at 82. And so you'd make $75 maybe off of that first 50 shares. And then I would just see where the rest of that 50 shares goes, because this candle could come like all the way back down here today. So this could end up being a $200-300 move, even just off of 100 shares. That's probably how I would play it. But again, you're going to need volume to pick up. Volume has died down a lot. That's another thing that I constantly try to look at. I try to look at volume. You're going to want to see significant sell volume coming in, and you're going to want to see people dumping their shares. I mean, this has had a really massive buy up, and in a market like this, I think people would be quick to dump. But I don't know. Be careful on it. I'd wait for the test of those levels. So hopefully that answers your questions there. Stacy, if you didn't trade the 350 you missed yesterday, it was massive. No, I watched it, Stacy. I watched it. And you're right. It was massive. It was massive. The thing is one thing I've known about, or one thing that I've noticed about 350 is that it doesn't seem like it's always a pop up. Sometimes it's a sell down. At least on the SPY. Now, I don't know every little ticker, how they work. But anyway, I'm so careful with that. But I think, if you've got a pretty consistent strategy running with that, I say go for it. If you can make some good money doing that, and, you're pretty good about watching that and taking notice of the direction and whatnot, then, more power to you. I think, everybody's, that's a great thing about day trading. Everybody's able to find these little niche trading strategies that work really well for them. So, but anyway, yeah, appreciate you pointing that out again. And it was good that you got in here with us, Stacy. And you said you can jump on it either way. Well, here's the thing. So I was actually in on a stock when that 350 moment happened, the first time that I noticed it happening. And I was short on a stock and got squeezed out massively, massively. So wait like 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of, there's a guy out there on YouTube, and he's really fast. He's really fast. Like, he makes lightning fast decisions in the market just like that. I don't know. That's just a little out of my personal realm of trading. So, but like I said, I mean, if you've got that down pat, go for it. Go for it. Shazard, what do you think about Delta Airlines or any other airline stock, Southwest, United? I mean, honestly, man, I think the airlines are, they're obviously not in great shape right now fundamentally. But again, being that this is not really a channel about investing, I don't want to speak too much to that. I really try to stay in my own lane. I mean, look, I'd love to sit here and act like I'm the guy that knows everything about the stock market, but I just don't. And, investing, again, it's one of those things that, until I become more studied, more well studied in that area of the stock market, I really just I can't speak to that stuff. I mean, we can look at Delta, I mean, I'm guessing that a lot of investors see this as a great place to buy. I'm guessing it's had a major sell-off. Most investors are looking to buy way down here, okay, which might be why it's holding its levels, because it's constantly got buy volume coming in, and it might end up shooting up pretty quickly. But then again, I mean, who knows with this economy and where things are going? I mean, everything we're seeing here on the SPY, this could just be the biggest freaking bear trap or bear flag, maybe even, or whatever you want to call it, that we've ever seen. Like, this could be, who knows? Who knows where we're going to be 3 months from now? Who knows with all this economy opening back up stuff, and if, people are continuing to be out of work and just, we go into another credit crisis or something and real estate starts tanking. I mean, we have no clue. This could not even be close to the bottom right here. And these airlines could lose a lot. They could lose a lot. So I don't know. And I don't want to pretend to know. I don't think that does anything good for you or me. But I tell you what, man, research it. There's a lot of great YouTube channels out there that talk about investing. But as for us, as for this channel, we're more about day trading. I mean, now if Delta is having a big move one day, I'm going to want to know about it, and I'm going to jump in and out within minutes and hopefully make a few $100 off of it. I mean, but that's what day traders do. So, I know that's not much help, but guys, listen, I really do have to run. So it was good seeing all of you. Thank you for coming through, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys again on Monday. Good trading today. Hope other people had some good moves in the market as well. And be on the lookout for the recap trading video. I'll be posting that later. And yeah, Roku is tempting for a short. It's losing levels. Where are we at on the 15-minute? Let's look at the hourly. It's in a downward consolidation. So I do think it's possible that this 2380 level is very important. I do think it's possible that if it comes back down to the 2380 level, we could get a little move down, but it still might do this downward wedge, consolidation, and then it may end up breaking out through it. So you got to be careful about that. It is sitting on top of, it's faithfully holding the 200-day moving average. So be mindful of that, Yoni B. Just be mindful of that. I'd wait for a significant break of that 2380 level before, maybe taking a small stab, maybe 50 shares or something like that. Because if it could break low of day, we could come down, and test the 120 levels, and you could make $150 off of that 50 shares. So anyway, but yeah, all right, guys, I'm going to keep it moving, and you're welcome, Shazard. You're welcome, Work Diver, Yoni B. And hope to see you guys on Monday. Again, I'll post that recap video later. Be on the lookout for it, and I'll see you guys Monday. Take care.